Once again, the area we're talking about with the possible tornadoes indicated by radar at this point is this particular line right here making its way into Washington County, also into the northern sections of Clark County and Floyd County. We're going to be watching for this one. It is not in Scott County as of yet, but certainly it is moving in that direction. So those of you around Scottsburg area, this is the line we're watching as it's moving closer to you. And this will continue to advance off to the east as it's coming on in. And once again, down south, we've been watching several intense storms down here as well, making their way toward the east. Warning still in effect for Woodford County, for Mercer County, back off to the east of the Louisville area. And this one particular line that we're really watching closely.
And notice there, you know, how it starts to bow out, and that's a sign of increasing winds. And we found that right along that bow point, right along the leading edge, is where you can get your tornado activity. So again, it looks like we're looking at just northeast of Salem, and again, heading right towards Scott County, and again, possibly northern part of Clark County. Go ahead and punch the other radar up here. We've got the southern edge of this line. Now, this is Harrison County. Of course, here's Louisville. There's the Waterson. Here's the Snyder. So this is approaching the Louisville area now. This line of severe thunderstorms, and it appears the worst of it is up in northwest Harrison County, heading toward Palmyra. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for Harrison County at this point. And anywhere along this line, there's pockets of damaging winds. Again, I've not had any damage reports from Crawford County, but you had that high winds in the Santa Claus, Indiana area, around the Holiday World area there.
So once again, this looks like it's going to track just to the north of the downtown area as far as the Louisville metro area is concerned. Should be making its way to the northeast through here. So we're going to be watching closely around the areas around New Albany and into Clarksville and back up into the Knobs as this system makes its way to the northeast over the next few minutes.
All right, I'll tell you what, let's switch over to our radar, and then I want to go back in that tornado area.
And just to give you an idea, once again, we've got the lighter precipitation turned off right now, so you're only seeing the heavier rain in the area, the heavy downpours that are showing up on the radar, reaching all the way back down along the Ohio River and curving back up into areas east of Orange County into Washington County, and once again making their way to the east. Folks around Lawrence County getting some heavy rain right now as well, but no warnings currently in effect. Bringing you up to date on the warnings that we do have in effect at this point. You see them on the top of the screen. Eastern Washington County, northern Clark County, and Scott County. A severe thunderstorm warning that will be in effect until 9 o'clock tonight. All the other warnings at this point, any others still in effect, Charles? We have Floyd and Harrison still under the severe thunderstorm warning. That, too, in effect until 9 o'clock. And looks like some of these others should be expiring within moments. So we'll let those go at this point and just keep an eye on these intense storms right here. And once again, there's the possibility of a tornado forming in any of these strong thunderstorms. We've already seen that for tonight. So with that possibility of those strong thunderstorms producing a tornado, all of you should be watching very, very closely as these storms make their way to the east through the area.
All right, just got a report from downstate, Barron County, baseball-sized hail, and we had and all the rush here of everything going on a little while back in Trimble County. They had 2-inch diameter hail there, but baseball-sized hail. That's what we had here the night before Derby Eve last year that caused millions of dollars of damage here in the Louisville area. Well, that's down in Barron County, down in southern Kentucky. Again, as you mentioned. In the local area, we've had no new updates on that Nelson County tornado that did cause damage in the Bardstown area. Okay.
Hart and Nelson.
Okay, go ahead and pull this back out to the wider view there and see what we have. This is, okay, right. This line of storms developing here and right through Nelson County. I tell you what, Chris, if you can get Nelson County back on the radar here, this is a new severe thunderstorm warning for eastern, and see how these storms form. The first line surges eastward, and you get these new storms develop on the back edge, and evidently this is now causing some damage in eastern Hardin County, looks like from Elizabethtown area on east over into Nelson County. And go ahead and switch. We have it?
It's not updating yet. It's there.
Okay, as soon as we get an update on that, we'll put that up. So, again, two separate areas of severe weather. This batch in Kentucky that's been producing all sorts of damage tonight. Another batch heading towards Cincinnati. And then this one last line. When this line gets through, you know, things will calm down. But until that passes by, we have the risk of severe weather. There was our supercell we were talking about earlier, but we haven't had any reports on that. Yeah, there's that line. It goes from about E-Town From well, here's E-Town right here.
Speaking of E-Town, John, we've got a flash flood warning for this area, too.
Oh, is that what that warning was? Flash flood?
Flash
I thought it
flood
was severe thunderstorm.
And severe thunderstorm.
Oh, and severe thunderstorm. Okay.
Both for Nelson and for Hardin until 9:30.
Okay, so here's Interstate 65. So the tail end of that storm was from E-Town right up through Boston, and the worst of it right now is just west of Bardstown. And this is an unusual situation because, you know, a lot of times you get these storms move through, they do some damage, and then they're gone. Here's E-Town that's already been hit hard tonight, and Bardstown's been tornado damage in Bardstown, and now you have severe thunderstorms hitting both those cities again, and there may be yet another line coming in, you know, another hour or so down the road.
The storm cells seem to be generating, passing by, and then another one generates in that same area. Sort of the same training effect that we saw during the flooding, actually, but this is in severe weather as opposed to just those heavy downpours. But we are getting some flooding now beginning to take place in the eastern sections of Hardin County, near E-Town, then once again moving into Nelson County as well. So those of you that have been getting the heavy rain, if your area is prone to flooding, watch out because you may be seeing some of that water come up very quickly, and flash flooding, much different from the river flooding we saw during the big flood earlier in the month, because we're talking about water rising very, very quickly and coming into areas, those low-lying areas very quickly.
Okay, we're going to update from Angela in just a second here. Let us know when you're ready, Angela. Let's go back to the graphics 1 here. As we, again, we've had no tornado touchdowns, but radar indicating possible tornado moving across eastern Washington County, Indiana, getting ready to move into Scott County.
Well,
Okay,
this is regarding the roadways. I mean, we certainly hope that there's no one out traveling in and around these affected areas right now. But if you have plans to be someplace in one of these affected areas, you need to know this, that Kentucky State Police say that I-65 is shut down right now in the Bonneville area, at the Bonneville exit, in fact. That's 21 miles south of E-Town, shut down going in both directions. We have reports of some possible power lines down in that area. So if you're going to be headed in that direction or going through there at any point tonight, you need to keep that in mind. You'll have to take a detour.
Okay.
Craig?
One other thing, Angela, we're just getting more word in dime-sized hail now being reported at Mount Washington and also around E-Town. So we're continuing to get some very heavy thunderstorms moving through that area. This word also in from the National Weather Service, and this is to back up what we were talking about a moment ago, the flash flood warning that's been issued for Hardin County, especially eastern Hardin County, and the flash flood warning for Nelson County. It looks like, and the severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for those areas. This will be in effect until 9:30. The flash flooding, we may have to stretch that out a little bit longer because it takes a little bit longer for some of that water to accumulate. And once again, it's going to be rising very quickly due to some heavy, heavy rain moving through those areas right now. We're talking about the area moving east at about 30 miles per hour. Some of the cities that are in the path of the severe thunderstorms, New Haven, should be moving through that area by about 8:35, and Woodlawn by about 8:40. So if you're in those areas, watch out. Once again, it's coming through your area. This is a severe thunderstorm warning and a flash flood warning. There's also the potential for a tornado to be formed by this particular storm cell. We've already seen that in several areas, and of course the reports of damage are beginning to trickle in right now, and it does look like it's going to turn out to be a quite severe case of severe weather that's been down to the south of us with some heavy damage and a number of injuries that have been reported around Hart County and also the southern sections of Hardin County and back over to Nelson County near Bardstown at this point. So once again, bringing you up to date, we do have several warnings in effect. They continue to move across the top of your screen. Those are severe thunderstorm warnings, no tornado warnings currently in effect, but with the severe thunderstorms we've seen over the past hour or two, there's the potential for a tornado very easily in any of these.
And it appears that the worst of the problems in terms of injuries is happening in the Bonneville area. We are getting reports of 10 injuries there, 5 of them critical. Those people have been taken to the hospital. But we know that there's been sort of an intercity effort in some of these areas. The LaRue County Sheriff having sent EMS to Magnolia, along with Hodgenville and Buffalo Fire Departments, all of them working together right now because it's quite a crisis going on.
Yeah, it is. And it's a large area we're talking about right there. And one of the things they're probably running into is the fact that they're sending police from one area and then finding out they need to come back into their own area to pick up some additional help in those places because it's a pretty large area we're talking about. And I'm afraid we're going to find that many of those injuries, around Bonneville, may be in the automobiles because